Hello guys, welcome back to the Spicy Sweet Design channel. Obviously you know who I am and this content is for adult collectors. I don't think you can get any more obvious than this one. If you're under the age of 18, get the heck out of here. So this one here is going to be a review of the TBLeague S12D. So the S12D is basically the Suntan version of the S10D. Now a lot of times if you see my customs, I use the S10D very often in like 90% of the customs I was making. Oh, because a while back, a couple of years ago, I got a whole bunch of them for a super low price. Somebody was selling them for like $35. So I bought like a whole bunch of them because I knew it was a good idea to stockpile them to make customs. And this body is actually pretty good. It has some problems, and well, we'll get to them. The problem is mostly in the proportions. Now the S10D, some people complain that the skin tone doesn't match like 90% of the head sculpt. Well, actually, yeah, it's true. But if you're using it for like anime characters, especially if you're pairing the stuff with Super Duck brand of custom accessories, it's 100%. Like Super Duck make the head sculpt a little bit more pale because they're anime characters. Now, if you're gonna use them for body swaps with the TBLeague figures, then that's a totally different story. Like the skin tone will just not match. This here is a factory runoff of the TBLeague Taria head sculpt, which you can get on eBay for like $30 or something like that. So yeah, you can see the skin tone match even with my stupid flash. We can see it without the flash right there. You can see it still match. So I'm gonna have to do it with the flash on because it's kind of hard to see on this figure. And yeah, I cover things up so we don't offend people. Even though this is age restricted, there are still people watching this who can still get really angry about this kind of content. And I'm the only one who's getting sued for this kind of shit on YouTube, apparently. I know like another reviewer, Danobi, he gets harassed and then he gets like suspended from YouTube, but I don't think he has ever gotten sued. So yeah, I have my whole other channel terminated with like hundreds of videos on TBLeague products, and they're just like, oh, this shit is not appropriate for YouTube. You should not have this kind of stuff on here. Okay, well, whatever. I actually never reviewed the 12D because I was doing the 10D, but it's the exact same figure, just a different skin tone color. So yeah, I was actually very surprised. It's apparently it's kind of hard to find on eBay. Like all the people are selling the 10Ds, not the 12D. This one I actually got from Black Ops Toys, and they actually took the this body off the recently released TBLeague Dawn figure. That one actually uses his body underneath all the outfit and stuff like that. So anyway, we'll get to the, let's talk about the proportions here. Obviously, you don't have the ridiculous, let me cover that up real quick. You don't have the ridiculous muscular thighs. So if you have outfits, like stockings and stuff like that, it's a lot easier to go on to the figure. Versus the muscular thighs, the one where like the musculature is like bulging right there, becomes kind of a problematic situation. So yeah, so she's got very no obstructions on the leg, so that's actually really nice. Now there is an issue here. Her hips are a little wider than the muscular body, the 23, the 22. So yeah, if you're gonna have like pants, skirts, and some stuff, it would be a little bit difficult to finagle it to go onto the figure. The thing with these figures is my wife was okay with me reviewing these a couple years ago. And then she was using them for her own clothing customs and stuff like that. Nowadays, my wife finds these stuff creepy. So I'm not going to be doing too much of these type of content. The only reason I'm still doing it is because, I have customer that are ordering this kind of stuff. So anyway, I don't know, if like any other married people can give me insights about these kind of stuff. I don't really collect them. I have a couple of them standing by, you know, the ones I'm working on. That's in boxes. But yeah, that's all I have to say. All right. Anyway, she's got, oh boy. Okay, so you can see this one here. She does not have the part that is sculpted on, so that's good. You know, if you're not into inappropriate stuff. Of course, I know a guy who makes custom parts which you can attach to you know, that particular area, and we should not be talking about this. So this is a suicide mission. From the start to the finish. So anyway, we have the abs right here. She does have abs. You can see that, but the ab is not as defined as the other body, so that's good. So the con is that the hip is a little wide. So if you're gonna have outfits, you're gonna have some very difficult time trying to, you know, especially you have like the onesies, the one jumpsuit stuff. It's really difficult to go past the waist. So that's just one thing that you want to be aware of. And also, the humongous bust. The bust here, this is like the biggest size that they have. And of course, those parts are sculpted in, so don't worry about that. You know, some people are concerned, you know, is it like nothing down there, just up here? No, it's all there. So yeah, the bust is the biggest size. So yeah, putting outfit onto this body can be a challenge. So especially if you're doing like the onesies and stuff like that. So okay, as far as articulation goes, I mean, it's just your typical TBLeague body. You know, don't expect too much of it. The legs, you know, they this is the usual, a little bit more than 90%. If you see like, if you read any of the TBLeague instruction books, they recommend that you do not push it any further than this because you can damage and tear the parts right there. And obviously the figure can kick up. I mean, it's got like crazy motion right there, as you can see. All right, and it can do the splits like that. There we go. And yeah, I mean, it can kick all the way back like that. So that's something. So like I said, I think in my previous video, anything under the, okay, well, my battery's dying. So anything under the waist is very well articulated besides the knee joint. Now, the waist joint is actually really good too. You can do a lot of articulation with that. You can lean it all the way back, lean it side to side. You know, extreme poses is possible, like that. And yeah, you can also twist. Now, one thing from a lot of people who are reviewing the male bodies, you know, especially if you guys are doing the body swaps with the Mandalorian style bodies, yeah, like this is something TBLeague can do. Like the body allows the character, the figure, to cross their legs. Now that is actually something very difficult to do with most of the hard plastic bodies. So if you want to you know, cross legs, the male and the female can do it, like you know, in some kind of walking pose. So that was something that I really didn't give them credit for. You know, like I said, anything under the waist, these things has an advantage over the hard plastic body. But you know, these figures come with a lot of disadvantages. Yeah, and like the creepiness factor is real, because I know a lot of guys who buy these type of figures and then their wife find out about it, and it's like, dude, this thing is just weird, man. It's basically a scaled down sex doll. So if your spouse is okay with it, then they're okay with it. Some people are not okay with it. So anyway, and like I said, you know, if you're married, it's like either the stuff goes or you go. Right? I think we all been there. So anyway, here we have the shoulder articulation. There's a 1-point articulation. Basically, you can swing out the shoulder and swing it in. Unlike the narrow shoulder figure where you can make the shoulder more broad, this thing already have really broad shoulders. So that's another concern. It's very manly. So I think this is why they redesigned their figures to have more narrow shoulders, like like the 33B that I reviewed recently. Some people may like it, some people may not. The broader shoulders allow the shoulder armor to go on easier. You don't have to deal with shenanigans, but it still looks very unnatural. It looks very manly. Yeah. I know basketball players with shoulders like this, male basketball players. So maybe something you want to be concerned about if you're not into that. You don't like your female characters having super broad shoulders. There you go. You got the articulation right there. And yeah, the arms can go perpendicular a little bit. Oh, okay. Yeah, this is not bad, but it's obviously with the silicone bodies, you cannot rotate the shoulder 90 degrees because you'll just rip the shoulder to shreds. So it just, yeah, like I said, the hard plastic body had its pros and it also have its cons. But so does this. When it's seamless, you won't be able to do the rotation. Now there is no bicep swivel. What it has is the elbow swivel, kind of like a Marvel Legends figure. And again, you look at this joint right here, it's very unnatural. And it will not go more than that. It won't go more than 90 degrees. I mean, you can try it, but you got going to damage your figure. So the articulation from the waist up is not superb, especially when it comes to the arms. Now, it does have neck articulation, so you can put in some weird, wacky neck poses, like look down, and then I don't know why anybody would want to do this, but you can do that. That is very weird. So, and then you also run into stuff like this, potential damages. So yeah, if you get caught on something, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Here we go. We have wardrobe malfunction. It's time for me to get canceled. There we go. Fix that quick wardrobe malfunction. And yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it for the articulation. Again, if you're reading the instruction books, when you take the hand off, you want to apply pressure here and then pull. When you want to attach the hand, you want to apply pressure here, hold on to the silicone, hold on to the skeleton frame in here, and then push the hand in. Same with the feet, otherwise potentially damaging the figure. So, I mean, if you want a figure, if you want to make a custom figure or you want to do a female character that show a little bit more skin, I definitely recommend the S12D body. This is actually the favorite body I like to work with when it comes to 1/6 scale female figures. I do not like the Amazon figures, the super muscular figures. They look ridiculous. Some people like it, but from my experience, a lot of people don't like them. And they want to swap out the bodies. So, yeah. And the newer ones are pretty good. The 33B is pretty good. But there are still people out there that prefer, the broader shoulders and, I guess the larger breast. And, yeah, that is pretty much it for this video. All right. The sculpt work is pretty good. I mean, it's pretty decent. It's, it's a good-looking figure, whatever you want to call it. And that is pretty much it for this video. Thanks for watching.